king of snake, Virupakha. His name is Virupakha. Brought Naga and Prince Tapa to the heaven, and Prince Tata can answer a problem of a question of King Sakka, King of Heaven, King of Teva Sakka. He like and give the new name to Prince Tata, that Puritat. Puritat means very clever, like the earth. Then every people call Bodhisattva that Puritatta. And Prince Puritatta saw the heaven and the place of King of Teva living. So he wanted to reborn in the heaven. So he tried to observe 8 precepts. And I think maybe Bampen Dhamma, to practice meditation too, right, teacher? So he begged his parents that he wanted to observe 8 precepts and practice for meditation. And I think maybe Bampen Dhamma, to practice. Have echo. Continue. Okay.
Yeah, you continue.
So, Prince Puritat practiced meditation and observed 8 precepts in Naga world. But because of many Naga female take care of him, so he didn't have silent place. So he wanted to go to the human world to practice meditation and to have sapaya place. So he went to human world by hiding this to his parents. One day, there are 2 Brahmin, that is father and son. And his son named Somatat met Prince Puritatta. And Prince Puritatta knew that this may harm to him. So he told this 2 persons to go to Naga world and give many things and many prayers for comfortable living of these 2 persons. One year, the father of Brahmin was born, and he wanted to come back to the human world. So, so he said to Prince Puritat that he wanted to visit his wife and relatives, and the Prince Puritat permit and said he will give magic gem to him, but he refused and lied Prince Puritat that he was old and wanted to ordain or become ascetic. But when he when he ca- when when he went when, when he went back to his home, he didn't do this. He don't ordain and don't become ascetic. ไหนแล้วนะนี่ก่อนโอเค okay I forget for Naga prince always take care their parents. The other three prince always went to visit every month, but Prince Puritat always visit every half month. Okay.
And then
เดี๋ยวก่อน I forget ไหนอ่ะ
what happened with the Puritat?
There is a Garuda. There is a Garuda that catch one Naga and wanted to eat this Naga. So Garuda fly to the sky, and the Naga wanted to save its life and try to wrap its tail with the banyan tree. And when the Garuda fly to the sky, because Garuda power was very much, so banyan tree was pulled by Garuda. And when after Garuda eat Naga, he feel guilty that because banyan tree is near ascetic who practice meditation at that place. So he went back and asked ascetic that Garuda and Naga have karma with him or not. And ascetic answer that if no intention, so they don't have karma. And Garuda was very glad for this answer. So he teach Alampai. That is the magic mantra for catch the snake or naga. And เดี๋ยวมันมาเจอกันได้ไงนะ
How he taught Buddhadatta and torture Buddhadatta.
เออเนี่ยเออเดี๋ยวก่อน I will relate with Hunter เออโอเค one day there is a hunter who made ascetic that have alampai mantra to catch snake and ascetic taught this alampai mantra to the hunter and after that we will name the hunter that alampai Alampai met Brahmin who is the father of Somatat and Alampai want to know where's the place of mighty Naga and the Brahmin want to have magic gem. Okay, you want to know magic gem? The hunter have magic gem from Naga woman who take care Puritatta. And so the Brahmin want the อันนี้เรียกอะไรอะ want to have magic gem. So he told the hunter that about Puritatta place and Alampai had catch Puritatta by Alampai mantra and catch him in the basket and took Puritatta to showing for snake showing. Alampai is เรียก snake charmer. And because this story, Somatat was very upset with his father, so he separate with his father, and then Somatat became ascetic and practiced for meditation. After that, when he died, he became Prom in the
Brahma world.
Brahma world. And Prince Puritat, when he was cast in a basket, and to make the next show, because of he observed 8 precepts, so he tried to avoid from angry with snake charmer who catch him. And one day, Queen Samuthacha, his mother, dreamed that her arm was cut. So she was afraid that Prince Puritat would have danger, and another brother and sister want to seek Prince Puritat, and he เดี๋ยวก่อนเรียกอะไรนะ one brother, elderly brother will go to human world, and the second Supokha will go to heaven, and Prince Alita will go to I am wrong. Prince Supokha will go to Himavat, and Prince Alita will go to heaven, and the daughter, very difficult name. I forget her name. She transformed from snake to be little frog, and went with Sutasana in his hair. เรียกไงถูกไหม So when Sutasana went to human world, he went to the place that Prince Puritatta practiced and living with, and he knew that the snake charmer catch his brother, and then he met Prince Puritat among snake showing. When Prince Puritat saw his elderly brother, he was very sad and lying his head with his elderly brother, and both of them are crying. But snake charmer thought Prince Puritat bite Sutasana transform from snake to be Brahmin. So snake charmer asked Brahmin that the snake bite you or not, but Sutasana answered that Naga or every snake cannot harm him, because he is the great snake charmer too. So snake charmer was very angry and wanted to compete with Sutasana.
And what Buddhidhatta did?
Huh?
What Buddhidhatta did at that time?
Puritat clip in the basket.
Mm.
Uh,
And what happened? And what happened with him?
what happened? At
What
that
happened?
time,
What happened to Buddhidhatta?
ตอนไหนอะ
No.
now
Huh?
now I told when he met his
Brother.
elderly brother นะสุทัศนะ
Yeah. And what happened? What happened?
Oh, he was very sad and told his brother about his story that he was catched by this snake
Mm-hmm.
charmer.
Mm-hmm. And why he didn't use his power and run away?
Oh, because he observed its precept and he thought that for the first snake showing, snake charmer had much money and another ornament and gold coin.
Mm-hmm.
So he thought that this this will bring happiness to snake charmer. So he thought snake charmer will free him, but he he think wrong.
Mm.
Mm.
And
The
when snake charmer abused him, what he did?
he อดทนอะใช้คำว่าอะไรอะ
Patient. Patient.
Yes, he was patient and try to avoid to harm snake charmer.
Why he avoid to harm snake charmer?
He wanted to observe its precepts.
Okay. So, and finally, what happened? What happened with Buddhidhatta? Finally, after he met his brother.
Oh, his brother compared with snake charmer and can free Puritat.
Yeah. So.
And so King Paranasi, that is the brother of his mother, Queen Samuthacha. And they met, everybody met, and Puritatta went to practice meditation with his grandfather.
So, what is the Buddhidhatta's story about?
Buddha want to tell this story that even prince who have great power and wealth wanted to dedicate the power and wealth and try to observe precept.
Okay, so that's why this is about the sila. So Puridatta observed Sila even though he had a great power, strength, and yet he didn't harm the snake charmer. He observed Sila so strictly, even to his almost the death. Yeah, that is
Yes.
the parami, the Sila parami that
ขันติบารมี too เนาะ
Kanti is extra, but the main is Sila. Main is Sila parami. He was observing a Sila, and in order to complete the Sila parami, he had to persevere and have a patience a lot, enduring all the difficulties, despite of a power that he had. He
Yes.
didn't show anger. He didn't control the anger. He didn't eat any animals, although animals come near. Although he was very hungry. Yeah, so like that. That's why this is a austere sila practice of a bodhisattva when the Buddha to be was the snake or the naga called the Buddhidatta. So
Yes.
despite of knowledge, power, strength, when he was practicing sila, he was like a powerless snake. That's because practicing sila and
Despite naga poison is very much power. One drop can kill many people in the world.
yeah, okay, so like that. So that's why the story of a Buddhidatta is the austere sila practice, which requires a lot of khanti, yeah, patience. Okay, so this is the sila. Now we will hear another story from Tantita Dhammo, Pra Upali.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any question to ask Monit?
Okay.
Okay. Right. Okay.
The great Arahant Upali was one of Buddha's 10 great disciples. He was like the Attorney General of the Sangha because I really like his story because he's the Vinayadhara and he recited the entire Vinaya in the first council and helped preserve it because the Vinaya is what makes the Sangha a Sangha and it is what is preserving the Sangha. So he was one of the most important arahants. He was such an expert on the Vinaya that even Lord Buddha consulted him at times. Even though the Lord Buddha made the Vinaya and taught Upali, Venerable Upali was so good at interpreting the law and applying it practically to everyday situations. One story is when a nun was found to be pregnant. She was the mother of Venerable Kumara Kashyapa, and Devadatta wanted to kick her out of the Sangha because he thought this was inappropriate. But Venerable Upali was asked to consult on the matter, and he took witness testimony and talked to several women, including Upasika Visakha, and I think Ajivaka as well. Yeah, Jivaka, the physician. And after a lot of cross-examination, like in a trial, he found out that the baby was conceived before she ordained with her husband. Therefore, she didn't do any wrong. So he pardoned her and allowed her to stay in the Sangha. So this was, and he was praised for his diligence and I guess, open-mindedness, and he didn't just immediately react and condemn this woman, this nun, but he looked for evidence and he did the right thing. So he is a very good example for monks to, um, when it comes to matters like this, to not just judge people straight away, but to try and understand how things happen. And he was so strict with the Vinaya, and why he highly respect. And this is a good example for all monks to follow. Yeah, that's it.
Mhm. Any question to ask? Anything you want to add?
Eh, I I want to ask a question. Before Venerable Upali ordained, who who is he?
He was a barber. He was a uh, low caste person. I think he was a barber for the Sakyan princess. I think maybe Lord Buddha as well. And the story goes that when the Sakyan princess wanted to go and ordain in the Sangha, I think one of them was Venerable Anuruddha as well. Um, he followed them, and because the princes were ordaining, they gave all their jewels and precious possessions for Upali to keep. But Upali thought, okay, if I go back with all this stuff, people are gonna think I'm a thief. I killed the princess and took all this. So he decided to ordain as well. Uh,
Mm,
but because Buddhism rejects the caste system and the Sangha rejects the caste system, because all Sangha are equal once you're born into the order. Lord Buddha ordained him first so that he wouldn't
mm,
have to. He would be the senior to the princesses, to the princess.
mm,
I th- I read on the internet that actually some of the princesses did it voluntarily, including Anuruddha, asked Upali to ordain first, so that they can um, lose their conceit, and they can move beyond the conditioning that the caste system has put in their mind that they're superior. But I'm not sure. Need to read more.
mm.
So he shows that Buddhism is about equality.
ใช่ปะ
Mhm.
เป็นช่างตัดผมใช่ไหมเจ้าคะบาร์เบอร์ใช่ไหม
Yes, barber.
เออโอเค good
Anything you want to ask?
I don't know very much about Upali
Uh,
Venerable Upali so
okay.
I don't have more question
Okay. So, okay. So these are the two stories that related to the sila. Huh? Upali, he practiced the sila and he was the protector of the sila, Vinaya.
อืม
Whereas Anuruddha, the story about the Buddha's the austere sila practice in order to be the Buddha. Now, let's go back to our study. So this is the Dasa Punya Kiriya Vatu. Yeah, we were talking about. So this is a 10 meritorious deeds. The dana, sila, bhavana, apachayana, vaya, vacha, patidana, pattanumodana, dhamma savana, dhamma desana, and the tujukamma. Okay, this is a meritorious deed, punya kiriyavatu. And here we were talking about the dana previously, and then today is a sila. So, do you remember how to request the sila? Do you remember how to how to request the sila? On it?
แปลว่าอะไรอ่ะ how to request ศี
How
ละ
to request sila? อารัธนาพระศีลยังไง
อ๋ออาราธนาศีลพยังพันเตวิสุงรัตนาถายะใช่ปะติ
Okay,
ส
go
ร
on.
ณีนะพยังพันเตวิสุงรัตนาถายะติสรณีนะสหปัญจศีลานิยาจามะมีfor
Well
five
done.
precept
Yeah, so that's the 5 precepts. Okay.
Visum. What is Visum?
Huh?
เตใช่วิสุงลัคนาทายะติสรณีนะสหปัญจศีลานิยาจามะ
What
One.
is Visum?
Separate.
So Rakanataya means protection.
Protection, maintain.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. So this is how you request for the 5 precepts. Yeah. And then after you receive the precepts, venerable monks would say this one. Can you read?
อิมานิ
Pali?
Imani. Okay.
ปัญจสิกขาประธานิสมาธิยามิ
Let Sanchitadam read it.
โอเคbecause monk
Imani Panchasikka Padani Samadhiyami Silena Sugatim Yanti Silena Bhoga Sampada Silena Nibbuthin Yanti Tasama Silam Visodaye.
Yeah. So this is the benefit of practicing of a sila. Silena sugating yanti. You will be reborn in the heavenly world. Silena bhoga sampada. Practice of a sila brings material prosperity. Silena nibbhuting yanti. It will take you to the nibbana. Yeah, liberation. So let these silas visodhaya purify. Okay, purify these silas. So this is the benefit of practice of the sila. Now, when we talk about the kusala, we can practice in 2 ways. One is by ourselves, observing the sila in accordance with the 5 precepts, at least for the householders, and then encouraging others to practice as well. Okay.
เจ้าค่ะ
Encouraging others to practice at least of 5 precepts. So that is the kusala. They will get more merits. And further here, the benefit of kusala, practice of a sila, at least of 5 precepts. So then these are the benefits you will get. It's easy to acquire material gain. You're easy to gain the reputation, become famous, never feel inferior, okay, and die without bewilderment, and reach a celestial abode. So these are the basic 5 benefits from practicing of a sila. And here,
เดี๋ยวท่านผู้ชม
Yeah.
what's the meaning of bewilderment
what's the meaning of bewilderment? Bewilderment.
Confusion.
bewilderment
Confusion.
อ๋อ
Moha.
ไม่หลงตายโอเค
I saw a dream last night where I saw my own dead body.
Huh?
Okay, so I will share another one. A summary of Sila. Before I go in there, I want to do here first. So Sila, basically, we can see in two types of Silas. Okay, two types of Sila. One is called Charita, and then another one called Varita. Do you know Charita and Varita Sila?
จารีตเหรอ
Yeah. Do you know Charita and Varita Sila?
จารี
Charita
ต
Conduct. Yeah. Conduct.
อ๋อ
What about Varita?
Think
Huh?
mental.
Okay.
I don't know
Varita means restrain. Restrained by law. Yeah. So when we talk about the charita, it's about our conduct, and mostly it refers to our behavior towards the respect ones. That is like a triple gem. Yeah. Okay. And parents. And then last is teachers. So these are the three, at least of the three conducts that we have to fulfill. And dutifully, respectfully fulfilling our duties towards triple gem parents and teachers are known as charita. Okay? Known as charita sila. Now, for the charita sila, we can see from the example of the Buddha. Buddha, before he became the Buddha, while he was Bodhisattva, he offered 28 Buddhas so much, a lot. Every time when he had a chance to meet with the Buddhas, he always offered something, and in a lot, not a small amount, but a lot of amounts. There's stories we can see in every Jatakas or Charya Pitaka about the Buddha's conduct towards the Buddhas. And in relation to the parents, Buddha, while he was a Bodhisattva, and as well as in the Jataka stories, children were happy to give up their life towards the saving their parents. Yeah, so like the story about which story? As a bodhisattva, when he was a Samakumara. Do you remember Samakumara? Do you
Yes.
remember Samakumara? Can you tell me?
he take care blind ใช่ไหม blind parents
Yeah, blind parents
blind parents
until his death. Yeah.
Yes.
Even he was about to die, he asked the king Brahmadatta, saying that I don't mind me going to die, but please go and take care my blind parents. Yeah, so like that. And similarly, there is another story about the monkey king. He was looking after his blind mother, and one day one uh, what's called, my mind is blocked by the snow. Hunter, okay. So Hunter came and tried to kill his mother, and he came in the middle and said that do not kill my mother. My mother is blind. You can kill me instead. So then the hunter killed this king and also tried to kill uh, his mother, blind mother too. And at the same time, another son jumped in the middle, said that do not kill my mother. And this monkey was a bodhisattva, and do not kill my mother. She is blind, but kill instead me. Yeah, and then but the hunter killed this second brother and as well as try to kill the mother as well. So being greedy, wanted to have all three at once. But because of the second brother's vow uh, that asked the second brother requested the hunter and made a vow that he will not kill his mother. But after he killed this monkey, this hunter killed his mother too. And because of that vow, he the hunter died on the spot. And it says the earth separated, and then it was sucked him the way into the hell. Yeah, so that's also the conduct. And in terms of the looking after parents, we can see so many stories that Buddha
พญา
spent.
ช้างก็มี
Yeah,
พญา
Paya
ช้าง
Chang. Yeah, Paya Chang as well. Yeah. So it's
King
elephant.
of Elephant.
Yeah, king of elephant. Again, the king's mother was blind, and because of his tongue was what is called this trunk. Yeah, trunk was so beautiful. He was caught by the king, taken away, and he didn't eat anything. And later he was asked why he didn't eat, and he said that my mother is blind in the forest, and she would not be able to go and find anything to eat, and she will die eventually. So having heard that, the king left, release the elephant to the forest, and the king even made the statue of this elephant and celebrated every year. Yeah, like that. This is also the illustrates the conduct of children towards the parents. Towards the parents, there are stories of a deer, stories of a monkey, stories of human beings, like that, plenty. Okay? And this is called a charita sila. It's our conduct that we have to fulfill. Similarly, about the teacher again. So there are stories about it, and a famous one I can think of at the moment is the Sariputta. Yeah, Sariputta's respect.
Venerable Asachi ใช่ไหม
Yeah, venerable Asachi. Do you remember the story?
อ๋อ Venerable Sariput will bend ใช่ไหม
Asachi. Yeah.
will bow กราบกราบใช้โบว์ป่ะเจ้าคะ
Respect.
will respect before sleeping ใช่ไหม to the direction of Venerable Asachi staying.
So that is towards the teacher. Yeah.
toward the teacher.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's towards the teacher. The rest, well, I don't remember any other stories at the moment towards the teacher. Okay, so but this is basically is about the Charita Sila is about our conduct towards these three people, yeah, and fulfilling duties when it needs and when it's necessary. It's called a Charita Sila. Varita Sila is restrained by law, and this is in a short-term practice according to the 5 precepts. Yeah, according to the precepts that is laid down and practicing in accordance with it. And in terms of the restraint by law, the Varita Sila, again, before formalized into 5 precepts, people were practicing differently about the Varita Sila those days during the time of the Buddha. There were a group of people practicing like a dog, like worms, or like birds. Okay, birds. So basically, it's lying down. Yeah, those way of practicing, hoping that it makes them pure, it makes them virtuous, it makes them become famous, and it makes them gain a material gain like that. But when a Buddha came and Buddha said these are not the right one, so then Buddha laid down the at least of 5 precepts for the lay disciples. Okay, I will share you one here. This is the summary of the Sila. Okay, now do you want to read it?
What is Sila or virtue? In the Visuddhimagga, Sila fulfills the practice of the duties, basically no killing, no stealing, no drinking, no sexual misconduct, no lying, no abusive
Wrong.
speech, no
Teacher, wrong word.
I know.
no
Quick typing.
no slanderous speech, no covetousness, no malevolence, and keep right views. Thus, 10 perfections of practicing are the 10
Perfections of practices.
practices are the main Buddhist teachings. Those sila are basic.
Okay, you don't have to go there. So here, generally there are 2 main different kinds of silas: charita, yeah, and then varita, yeah, and then
Huh?
further on, here Visuddhimagga talks about different type of silas here. So 18 types of sila. Yeah. Now you can go and find out all these 18 types of silas in Visuddhimagga.
Oh.
Sila Visuddhi.
Yeah. 18 types. And then there's 227 rules. Okay? Refers to samvara, and then it comes to the 27 rules. Okay, So this is about the Sila in Visuddhimagga.
อืม
So Sila as a Kusala, we don't have to go all details. Sila as a Kusala, we only go on these two types of silas, charita and varita, and then this is the benefit of this one. This
อ๋อ
benefit.
วรศิลป์ก็เหมือนสังวรศิลป์
ใช่
ศี
samvara
ลสังวรศิลป์สังวรอ๋อ
and that is the kusala karma. And it brings the kusala, the wholesome, and that's why it's called a meritorious deed. And you can even just think of this one, that every time when you observe 5 precepts, monks will give you blessings saying this: may you attain in a celestial abode, or material gain, or a liberation. If you
celestial abode what's the meaning อ่ะ
celestial abode ก็คือ heaven
อ๋อ
International Space Station.
Okay. Anything you want to ask on this? Please.
โอ้ยโอ้
Okay, so in that case, we will come to see. I think I will skip the bhavana. Okay,
อืม
we have talked a lot about bhavana as well. I will skip the bhavana, but you can think of the stories from the bhavana. Any stories? Huh? Any
story
story?
about ภาวนา
Yeah. The Jataka stories, how difficult it was to practice and how one attained liberation. Okay, so
From
we
the-
will.
just the Jatakas.
Mhm. Okay, from the Jataka story, we will come on Wednesday.
จาตกะ story about ภาวนา
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
that's our homework เหรอ
Yeah.
โอเค
And then, but I will not explain on that. I will go on to others.
อ่าโอเค
Okay.
โอเค two story from ท่านข่าว
No, I'm okay. I don't know any Jatakas.
The one.
I like จาตกะ จาตกะ is very funny for me but ภูริทัตตะชาตกะ is very long
Yeah.
You don't have to tell all the stories. Just go on to the point.
but I love many points
Huh?
it's very fun
I listened to so many Jatakas since I was a kid. I never remember anything.
oh
Very boring.
อืม
Okay. So we will come on Wednesday on a story from
Okay.
Bhavana. Story of Bhavana.
And Jatakas.
Jatakas, from Jataka's story.
Okay.
จาตกะ story about ภาวนา โอเคเจ้าค่ะ
Okay, thank
Okay.